There are a lot of America haters out there these days, from the green with envy Europeans to the deer in the headlights Chinese, watching in horror as their worldview proves to be wildly disconnected from the realities of life on Earth. You even find this attitude right here in the good old USA, both on the left and today, the right, for mostly different but disappointingly similar reasons. But in the end, at least so far, there's one bedrock truth here in America that makes its society superior to any other society in the world. Americans are free. This is an unpopular thing to say these days among some of the left and some of the crazy right even, but if you've been anywhere, if you've seen anything, and if you've been able to look at these things with even a bit of objectivity, you'll know this to be true. Of course, I don't mean Americans have perfect freedom. I mean, they are the most free people on the entire planet. Try going to Russia and spend some actual time there instead of just marveling at their one nice subway station. The people are pissed off. They feel powerless. They have no ambition, no goals, and no prospects. I think it's pointless to try to assign blame for this condition. It just exists. Try going anywhere in Europe and talking about an ambitious project that you're really excited about. You'll likely get an attitude something like, "Who the heck do you think you are? Keep your head down and slog through just like the rest of us. South America, be careful where you travel. If you stray into the wrong part of the country, you'll have a very high likelihood of ending up kidnapped or dead." Ignore the crime statistics that leftists use to try to compare the safety of life in the United States to some of these places. They're either misleading or just lies. Let me put it this way. Most of the crime in America is criminal on criminal crime committed in rough neighborhoods in big cities. You can easily avoid a rough neighborhood in New York City and the rough neighborhood in Buffalo, New York. But are you likely to be kidnapped and ransomed while driving through upstate New York on your way from one of these places to the other? Go to China, the place where it's illegal for you to own any land, and maybe, depending on when you happen to be there, up to the government how many children you might choose to have. Now, I love Japan, I do, but as a matter of fact, it is a nation of followers. Risk-taking is frowned upon. Failure is to be avoided at all costs. Now, how exactly are you supposed to excel if everybody in your country is deathly afraid to fail at anything? Australia, Sydney, is one of my favorite places in the world to visit in our winter. Australia has a phenomenon known as tall poppy syndrome, where anyone succeeds at anything will be mocked, ridiculed, and possibly, at least metaphorically, cut down if they appear to be overtly successful. So let me get this straight, guys. This guy just created something in your country that makes lots of people lots of money, creates lots of jobs and lots of opportunity and lots of wealth. And your main concern is that he not act like he achieved anything? This is the country where the guy holding the stop sign at a construction site can make as much as the engineer who designed the project. And so the motivation to do great things is where again? Africa? The Middle East? Well, our president had a derogatory description of these places in his first term, and he's not wrong. In many ways, Donald Trump is the quintessential American, brutal toward his enemies, but by all accounts, kind, warm, and generous to his friends. And no, the allies that he's been annoying recently are not friends. For the most part, it's a one-way street, with us on the giving end and them always on the receiving end. Trump is not the only American who has had it with this kind of global relationship. With friends like that, who really needs enemies? Trump is a fierce competitor and a winner, and that attitude is why America is the most successful country in the world. So if you're living in America now, count your blessings, man. Go out there and do the things that you want to do. There's nobody stopping you, and very likely nothing you can achieve if you put your mind to it. Now, close your ears, MAGA base. If you live somewhere else in the world and you believe in the American dream and you want to do great things and you want to build and you want to create and you want to excel, by all means, come on over. Being an American means much more than living here. There are certain people scattered throughout the world who are much more qualified to help us realize the American dream than some people currently living in America. and tearing it down. On the day that I become king, the destroyers will be expelled and the creators will be welcomed. And America will become, even more so than today, the best place in the world.